when my husband now does not tell me some things that he's supposed to tell me, that I feel he's supposed to tell me, and maybe at the end of the day, he and someone else start discussing about that thing in my presence. The fact that you're discussing it in my presence means that it's something I should have known about. Because if you don't want me to know about it, then it will not come up in a general place.
It might be that he does not even remember to tell you about it. It might be that he did not see it as important as you see.
Now, that is where the question comes. Hello YouTube family. Welcome back to our channel. This is Love and Ayo's channel. Here I am Love and is Ayo. You're all welcome. It's been a while. If this is your first time being on this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Most of you watch our videos and you forget to hit you laugh, you're happy, but you forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button, and if you are new here, please subscribe. We love you. We want your support by subscribing and liking our videos.
Yes.
So yes, I think the last time we were get together was when we talked about when we did a game on love. It is
okay, that's true.
If you have not watched that video, go and watch the video. We'll be dropping some links in the description box, so please check out the videos in the links that I'll be dropping in the description box. So yes, quickly, we want to talk about something important today.
Yeah, what are the things that can be called secrets, and then at which extent can secrets go? And then what is not secret also, we ought to know about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in marriage, to what extent should you tell your spouse about something? Like this thing has been bringing lots, I see it has been bringing a lot of arguments, and especially coming to our own experience, like real experience, life experience. Like, okay, you should have told me. No, I don't need to tell you this. So the question now is, to what extent do you open up to your spouse? To what extent do you think everything that comes your way, or everything you pass through, or like the way your whole day went, should be what you should tell your spouse about? The people you met, the things that you were involved in. And do you understand? Now, when we talk about secret, we're talking of physical things and spiritual things. Like when the Holy Spirit tells you something, should you tell it to your spouse, or should you keep it to yourself? So Malcolm will first be talking about his own opinion, what he feels about this topic, and then please, we would like this session to be interactive. Please drop your own, what you think. So drop in the comment section. Do you understand?
We would like to see the comments, so that we can also give in some words and also be advised also.
Yes, you can tell us what you think.
We don't know it all.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think about it? To what extent should you open up to your spouse? To what extent should you tell me about some things? And to what extent should you be quiet? Do you think you should be quiet? Should there be some things that should not be important to you? Now, for instance, now in church they were talking about it, and someone said you should always open up everything to your spouse, and the other person said, no, I feel there are some things you shouldn't open up to your spouse. Now, the issue now is these things that you are saying. Okay, let's agree with this first person A and person B, and let's agree with person B too. Person A says you shouldn't open up everything to your spouse. Person B says, I think everything has to be opened up. Now, that everything has to be opened up, should it have extent again? Once we are saying everything has to be opened up, and when I say, but there is an extent, that means we are agreeing with person B that not everything has to be opened up.
The person that said everything has to be opened up is saying the right thing, and at the same time, there is no how. I am telling you, there is no how. You will 100% remember to tell everything, or 100% see everything as important to talk about.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, I want to pick it from this point again. There are times and seasons for everything. There are some things you can't say no. Even if you try to say it, you will find yourself not talking about it. It is not because you don't want to talk about it, but it is not, you don't see it as mature enough to say it at that point in time.
Okay, now when we say open up to your spouse, what's the extent? Now, this is an example. Right. There's a woman at your husband's workplace that is making advances to your husband, or to you as a woman. There's this man always disturbing you and making advances to you. Now, in that kind of scenario, do you feel you should tell your husband about that man, or you just feel, well, I'll be able to handle this person? With time, this person will get over me and nothing will happen?
All right. At that point in time, you just know that you are not safe.
Okay, because
the reason why I
say you shouldn't open up everything that happened to you at workplace.
At that point in time, you are not safe at all. The reason for that is this: you are a married person. If you are still single, you might choose not to talk. You might not open up that way, or you might also open up. It's a way of safety actually to open up that kind of a thing. Anything that is called advances in trying to, okay, a man is trying to
Extramarital affair.
extramarital, or you are in a relationship where you are already looking at marriage, you are already making processing of your wedding. It's already in process, and then some guys or some ladies are making advances. You have to tell your spouse, your partner.
Of
At that
course.
point, you have to, okay, this is what is happening, and this person is very blunt about it. This person is making advances. So, well, okay, what should I do about it? What is your advice? And if that person trusts you enough, might say, okay, just be yourself. And if that person is someone that has some intuitions into things that, so one way or the other, that person will find a way to, okay, say, okay, let's do it like this, let's carry it out like this, so that we not fall victim of any bad thing. So it is very necessary.
Advisable.
It's advisable
To tell
that you
your
tell
spouse.
your spouse or your partner at that point.
Yeah. Now I want us to talk about spiritual things now. For instance, you have maybe a prayer partner, or you have a prayer meeting session, and
Okay.
you discuss issues and you discuss things, and maybe people share testimonies about what God has done for them. Now, is it right for you to go back home and share with your spouse? Oh, do you know this person, this family, this and this has happened to them? Do you know God has done this and this in their lives? Or should you go and tell? That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
Or should you go and tell? Maybe there is a flaw in that marriage, in one of them's marriage, one of the people you gather.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead.
One of the people you gather together, maybe there's a flaw in that marriage. Do you think it's okay for you to go back and tell your spouse that, do you know that this person and this person's marriage is not okay? Do you know that? Like, I know your spouse should be your gist partner. You know, some people see it as gist to tell their spouse everything. But
Okay, do you
now,
know- do you know-
sorry, in that at that point, can the Spirit of God tell you to keep quiet about? No, don't tell him.
Well, I don't know what
Maybe
the
the
Spirit of
spouse-
God might tell you at that point.
Okay.
You are the custodian of your own
Okay,
spirit.
what of physically, do you think it's okay to come
okay.
home and
Now, it's very okay to tell your partner, but where you guys will be doing mistake is telling each other and then making mockery of them,
Okay.
making jest of them. The next thing that should happen after you have told your spouse is that you guys stand up to help them, majorly in prayers.
okay, do you don't okay, but me I think, don't you think, okay, it's not like I think, I want to ask it, I want to throw it as a question. Don't you think, what if the other person now got to know, it was you that I told now, how did your husband get to know about it?
Okay, actually, there are some cases in
Wisdom
which,
comes in, sure.
yes, there are some cases in which, okay, for example, if your husband is a minister of the gospel and you told your husband about it, and your husband maybe you guys prayed about it, and the Spirit of the Lord instruct your husband, go this way, do this and do that. Maybe you will have to call them and talk with them or pray with them. It is not a bad thing if you're at that point, if your husband or your spouse call on those people to talk with them, and it is not a secret to be kept. If you are keeping that kind of secret, you are not helping those who have issues. They need you at that point in time to either pray with them or advise them. But if you are going to advise them, be careful, because family is very, 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 very crucial and very serious. You have to be careful the way you advise at some point also. So don't see it as a platform to now say you know it all, but you want to prove you have wisdom. Let me show wisdom. Don't see it as that.
Okay, now, from all we have said, the thing is, we agree that there are extents to which you should tell your spouse something.
Yes.
You should keep secrets. Now, there should be nothing like secrets
Yes.
in your marriage, no matter what. There should be nothing secret in
You
your
know, I
marriage.
am sorry to cut you short. I remembered something now. In the Bible, there are some group or there are some persons that the Bible refers to, or that I would say the Bible talks about as keepers. The reason why they are keepers is not because they are keeping human being or taking care of human being. It is the kind of information wisdom that they have inside of them. They can keep matters and brood on it for so long, and brood on it until the Spirit of the Lord brood on it and help them to get solution to it. So at some point in time, guys, there are periods when you will need to keep some matters, keep part of matters. Now, there are some special cases. Oh, let me say it that way. There are some special cases. We can remember that of David and that of Joseph and Mary, mother of Jesus. We can remember it very well when the angel spoke to Mary about it. You are going to give birth to the Savior of the world, Emmanuel, and this and that. She was not able to tell Joseph. But what happens? The Spirit of the Lord Himself
Going to
revealed
reveal.
to
Yes. So that means
So that means that there are
some things that
you can't even
maybe you are, I feel maybe in that point, in that situation, you are scared of how should I tell, or you are contemplating, you are skeptical. Should I tell my husband? At that point, if God really wants your spouse to know about it,
God
I
can
think
reveal it
God
in
will
some ways.
reveal to
And
him.
actually, at that point in time, also, that your spouse should always also do like Joseph did. Joseph did not, because of that, get angry.
Yes.
That you've known this thing, you did not tell
Do
me.
not tell
You've not
me
revealed to me
exactly.
this and that.
Exactly. For instance, a wife is pregnant, and then maybe she just wants to cause a scene or create a scene when her husband will know. So she kept it from her husband, maybe, or she wants her husband to find out himself. Now, if maybe she now falls sick and now she and her husband goes to the hospital and the doctor now start talking to her that because of the sake of your baby you have to, and the probably like which baby, and she should be like, oh, I do not want him to know this way, there's a way I wanted to tell him,
in fact,
and the other gets angry that this is a secret to care for me. Do you think that's a secret?
That's not even a secret at all.
Okay.
It does not even go close to secret.
It's nice.
Actually, there is no husband that will fall victim of that kind of a thing that will not be happy.
Okay, that she did.
Yeah.
She did
Yeah.
tell. Okay, no,
Yeah.
some might be like.
But there are some,
okay,
there are
what
some
if?
cases.
Okay, what
apart
if?
from that,
Yeah, what
you might
if?
not remember examples now.
No, me, I
know
even
that
remember
you-
example.
Okay.
What if maybe they've both been planning, they don't want to have a child at that period of time. Maybe they both agree that okay, this period of time we're not going to have a child. And then in the course of the everything, the wife gets pregnant and she feels scared. Not scared like scared. She knows her husband is not going to do anything. But she feels, God, this thing is going to spoil this man's mood. And maybe he's going through some things. And my husband will bear me witness that any little thing that happens to me during the day or anything, I open up and I tell him. Most times, there are important things that happen that I want to tell you. And telling him is, I want to hear his own opinion. I want to hear what he will say about the matter. Do you understand?